You also
to
said
evolve.
that assessment needs a revolutionary change. What does that mean actually?
Very frankly, Dr. Gadi, it means a lot. Lots of things, lots of things. So I really won't be able to cover everything, and we are doing, even in our Indian education system, we are doing quite a few things, continuous assessment, we are doing formative assessments, we are doing, summative assessments, all that is there, right? But we also need to bring in quality in these so-called listed or recorded assessments that we have. Simple thing. I'll give very simple examples, right? If we are doing project-based learning, right, or problem-based learning, right, and we are saying, okay, our assessment is based on project-based learning or problem-based learning. We as educators, first of all, need to know the difference between project-based learning and problem-based learning.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. Right? Suppose if we say, okay, problem-based, project-based learning, and we are going to do models and structures with our children, right? But if we give it to them to do it at home, and if our parents are doing it, or we are hiring people to do our projects and models, where is the assessment?
Makes no sense. Yeah.
What has assessments also is about diagnosis, right? So the teachers are not able to diagnose then. Let's look at another thing. When we talk about continuous assessments, even continuous assessments in our systems are tests, class tests, review tests, right? Continuous assessment also is about able to observe the child's progress or regress from the homework sheets that we give, right? Now, when we send the homework sheets home, and if a tuition teacher is going to sit with the child and do the homework, what is coming back to the teacher as the diagnosis is not the ability of the child.
It's not fair.
Yeah. This is what I mean by assessments, is that we do not do continuous assessment in its true sense. So assessment is not about class tests and term exams, and you see, assessment is on a daily basis. It could be your classwork sheets, homework sheets, your discussions, your debates, just observing a silent child in the class. Silent child doesn't mean nowadays. I may be digressing from your main question, but I'm just making this organic the way it's coming. Many times we have people saying that, he or she is an introvert, right? And it almost in today's visibility world, being an introvert almost seems like a thing not to be. Yeah. But it's a known thing that a listener and an observer gathers much more intelligence than an extrovert who needs to speak every time. Yeah. So that again is an observation of a teacher, that this child's mind is running and he's thinking out something. So an introvert or a listener will always think and process information better, because an extrovert or who wants to speak is thinking of what I'm going to speak next to this. Yeah. Whereas a listener is thinking and listening to what is being said. And he's processing better, right?
Yeah.
Even this needs an ability of a teacher to observe and write down this as an indicator in the progress report, saying that he's a great learner, he processes information very well. Yeah. Because if the teacher doesn't have an ability to observe correctly, the teacher may end up writing, he is a very shy child.
True.
That is wrong assessment. So when I talk about assessments, I'm talking about this is the deeper quality of assessment that we need to bring.
I'll draw a parallel here. My mom works in medical education technology. She's done PhD in this. And she kind of curates what MBBS students need to be taught around. So there are these two skills on which students are assessed. I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly or not. Those are OSCE and OSPE.
Yeah.
These are two assessment tools my mom works very hard on. And I've seen when she's implemented these in her own curriculum, suddenly the level of students have gone up leaps and bounds. I've seen that happen over the years. So you're trying to do the
Interesting.
same thing probably in Cambridge as well, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's a comparable point.
I'll give you a very simple thing. In MBBS, MBBS is 3 parts. First MBBS is 1 year, second MBBS is 1.5 years, and third MBBS is 2 years. You start your clinics in the second year, like the first half of second year. You go to the hospital, you're just being observing things. You're not allowed to interact with the patients. Whenever the senior says, okay, this is palpate the bone, this is how the bone feels like, this is how the tissue feels like, you do that. But my mom was like, this is too late. Why don't you, simple process, BP lena hai, heartbeat sunna hai. Why don't you do this in the first year? And amazing results were found. As an MBBS student, you have to differentiate between different heart sounds. S1 and S2 bolte hain. The first year was able to do that. जो पहले I used to do it in third year. You are able to distinguish different heart sounds in the first year itself. So suddenly a child is you feel confident.
Yeah.
Suddenly that I'm doing what my seniors did at a later age. So their interest also increases, and their ability to learn more things also scales up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Completely. And this is again, Dr. Gade, something that we need to bring into our educational goals. Okay, is that we tend to think that at grade 1 and grade 2 at primary stage, children will not be able to grasp the higher order thinking skills. So many times I end up hearing things like, your curriculum is too complex, or you're teaching too much, or in a nice way. I mean, no one is. But what we need to understand is that children at any age are capable of taking in higher order thinking skills, even the skills of evaluation, if it is taught in an engaging manner and it is age appropriate.
Right.
So like your mother did, is brought it down to an age where it was required, but it was taught in an appropriate manner. Right.
True.
So